Hello everyone, so I just built this butter quad from the Rotor Riot store, which is just a 6-inch Alien with 5-inch arms, and I thought I'd show you guys what I'm running on this, and then what I think about the 6-inch versus the 5-inch, and then show you guys some flight footage. So let's get to it. Alright, so here it is on the bench. Like I said, it is the ImpulseRC Alien with 6-inch arms, the 5-inch body, and the 5-inch body keeps everything a little bit closer to the center, so you can get a little snappier response, especially on the pitch. The motors I'm using are T-Motor F60, the lower kV version, which is 2200 kV, and the stator size on these is 2207, which is a millimeter or two bigger or taller than most motors you'd see, and I did that because this gives these motors really good torque, and I wanted that for the 6-inch props so I could hopefully get some real good responsiveness. And these props are Dow 6040s, and I thought I wouldn't like these because I thought they wouldn't have a lot of thrust, but it turns out these actually have quite a lot of thrust, and I feel like just flying this might actually be faster than my motor prop combo on my 5-inch, which is the Emax RS2205S, the new ones, 2300 kVs, and I'm running these Racecraft 5x4x3s. And another thing with these dowel props is they're actually surprisingly light. They're about 4.3 grams, 4.2 grams, whereas these 5-inch props that I normally run are around 3.9 to 4 grams. So the dowel props are only 0.3 grams heavier than my 5-inch props. So that is definitely something I like. However, these things are not that durable, even though they're supposed to be durable. So I find that these will not bend as much, but snap off at the hub or even halfway through the blade. So that's kind of something I don't like about these, even though they still are really bendy. So I'd really like to try out the HQ 6045 bi-blades in the PC version, because I really like PC props, because that's what I run on my 5-inch, and they're really durable compared to the PC and glass fiber blend that the dowel props are. I find that the PC is kind of more durable, and I also like to try the 6x4x3 HQ props to see if that extra blade makes any difference. And I know that's what Konasti runs, and he really likes those, so I'd like to try those as well. But these are actually surprisingly good from what I can tell. Alright, onto the ESCs. I'm using KISS everything, so it is the KISS 24 amp race editions, and I have the KISS flight controller. The reason I like KISS is I've been running it for quite a while now, back before BL Heli S and all that. So I'm just used to it, and also I really like the telemetry. That's probably like the biggest reason I like KISS. So on my OSD, I'm running a micro MinimOSD, and I don't need like a separate board with a current sensor in it, because I can just use the current sensors in the ESCs, let the flight controller talk to the OSD, and just tell that like my amp draw and whatever, so I can get how much battery I've used, voltage, everything like that, and that's all I need. On my OSD, if you're wondering, all I run is battery voltage, current consumed, and amp draw, and that's it. Nothing else on the screen. So also I like with the telemetry wire how you can just update all the ESCs at once just through the single USB port, so that's really convenient as well. So that's why I run KISS. I haven't had that many problems with it. Alright, on to the back here. I have this random blue regulator, which it outputs 5 volts to my video transmitter and to my OSD. I meant to get the TBS Unify Pro high voltage, but I got the normal 5-volt one accidentally, so I just found this regulator lying around. It's rated for 3 amps, which I think is a lie, but it works. And I also have a power filter there, which is just a capacitor and a copper wire wound around a ferrite ring. So that filters the power going into the voltage regulator.
and then I'm sure the voltage regulator puts a bunch of noise back into the system when it gets to the transmitter or whatever, but I don't have any video issues with this, so that's fine. I'm also running Spectrum, and it's not actually a Spectrum receiver. This is a LemonRX receiver, Diversity, and I really like LemonRX because they seem to make really high quality stuff. You can get really good diversity stuff from them as well for pretty cheap prices. I don't trust any Spectrum receivers anymore because they're just overpriced, and I've had 2 of them that have failed on me, and I just don't like them. But LemonRX, I've had none of them fail on me, and they definitely seem well made. And then at the back, the video transmitter antenna is the TBS Triumph. Up at the front, it is the Runcam Swift with the GoPro lens. This is the Rotor Riot Edition thing. On my 5-inch, I run an HS1177 with a GoPro lens. And I have a GoPro Hero 3 as my filming cam. So I think that's all the parts. So let's talk about how it flies. This actually is really heavy. I weighed everything up, and using these graphene batteries, this thing's all up weight is like 670 grams. My 5-inch is 645 grams, so they're both kind of on the heavy side, but this is only about 25 grams heavier than the 5-inch. So not a big difference, especially considering we've got all this prop disc area to compensate for that. So things I've noticed, I think it's faster than my 5-inch. Pulls 80 amps at full throttle. My 5-inch only pulls 60 amps, so definitely pulling more amps there. Definitely better in the corners, but probably my favorite thing about this is just the sound. It sounds so much beefier, and the pitch is a lot lower, so it sounds like it's really got that grunt to it, whereas 5-inch quads just scream and whine, and I definitely prefer the sound of this. That might be my favorite thing about this quad. In terms of responsiveness, which is probably everyone's main concern of a 6-inch compared to a 5-inch, it is not quite as snappy as a 5-inch, I will say that, at least running these props, but it feels way smoother, and I really like that actually, because my style is not super snappy. It just feels really nice, so I see why they call it a butter quad. So anyways, yeah, that's the setup I'm running. That's what I think of it. I definitely think if you've never tried a 5-inch, you should definitely build one. It's kind of a completely different flying experience. And I wouldn't say they're more lethargic. I'd say smoother is the better word. So anyways, hope you like this. Thanks for watching, and enjoy this flight footage.